It is my great pleasure to talk to you, Emil, today. Could you please introduce yourself and what do you do?
Yeah, thanks, Nour. So my name, as you said, is Emil. My surname is Padia. So I'm a creative director in advertising, design, and production. So and based in Johannesburg.
Yeah, okay, very nice. So today we are speaking about drawing, okay?
Yes.
Okay, what is
Yeah.
drawing?
Okay, yes. So drawing is something I've been, I would say, grounded in from the beginning of my studies. And drawing is something I've always done ever since I was a kid. And drawing is basically putting into visual form the thoughts and ideas of the artist or designer. You know, it's just giving a visual representation of what is actually happening in the mind of an artist or designer. I would say that's basically it. It's arranging lines and shapes into a cohesive whole, communicating a message.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Yeah, very well said.
Pleasure.
Why do people draw?
People draw to communicate thoughts, feelings. You know, it can be anything: a sketch, a plan, a design, or graphic representation. And it can be expressed in any way. You can use pens, pencils. You can use charcoal. I've even used food to draw. And anything basically that would help you make lines on a paper, or to something that makes you communicate what is going on in the mind of the artist. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's basically, and I would say intrinsically, to communicate an idea in a visual way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's explore the different kinds of drawing. Number one, live drawing.
Yeah. Okay, should I explain what live drawing is?
Yeah.
Okay. It's live drawing is it's something that can result from direct or real observations, you know, like from life, from actual life. Mm-hmm. So it's also known as something called still life drawing. So still life drawing is anything like a cup or an arrangement of fruit or flowers, or it could be also even the human figure, you know, where you ask a model to just sit for you and you just draw him or her. And that is also called life drawing.
Very nice. Emotive drawing.
So emotive drawing, it just expresses different emotions, feelings, and moods. So what you do is like you basically, it's expressed in the form of, it can be down to the pressure you apply on your materials to express a certain emotion. For example, you know, you often find paintings that suddenly they have like the painting of the Scream. I don't know if you've ever seen that painting, or it's a painting by Edvard Munch. So in that, he's got this figure on a bridge and he's holding his face. Very famous painting, and the movie Scream was based on that mask. Yeah. So I mean, if you think of emotive drawing and the way he drew it, I mean, he drew it in almost a very crude way, where his paintbrush was quite harsh on the canvas, just expressing the emotion behind that scream. You could actually feel the scream from the brush stroke. So that would be an example of emotive drawing.
Right. Okay, analytic drawing.
So analytic drawing is, so what it's done is it's to divide observations into small parts for perspective. So it's just to offer a clear understanding and representation of the observation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Perspective drawing.
So perspective drawing is, it's normally done to bring a three-dimensional object or three-dimensional situation onto the paper. for example, it can represent space and volume, distance, that type of thing. So it's all by using something called a vanishing point. A vanishing point is where all your lines converge towards a certain point on your page, giving the viewer the feeling of where he's viewing it from, and he gets a perspective of space and distance.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Diagrammatic drawing.
So those are is it's I can explain it. Let me see. Diagrammatic drawing is like drawings that are used in science books and manuals, and even in say car manuals, or if you're trying to find out information about things. It's normally done in line art form, so very neatly and technically. So they're also known as technical drawings.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, geometric drawing.
So those are normally it's in construction fields, like where geometry is concerned, like where buildings and scales and true sides and sections of things are represented through those.
Okay. So let's look at the drawing styles. What is abstraction or non-representational?
Abstraction. So abstract it's usually shape, line, value, color, and even texture. It's what it does. It represents things in a very stylistic, from a stylistic point of view. Sorry, let me say that again.
Yeah.
Represents things from a very stylistic point of view. So it doesn't represent the object or the person. All right. So.
Yeah, go ahead.
Again, abstraction. So abstract drawings are usually about shape, line, value, color, and texture, and it's about representing something in a non-realistic way. So it's normally about representing the object or the person that you're drawing in a what's the word? In an abstract or expressionistic way, I would say. Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. Art Nouveau.
Not good to say what's the word when you're doing something like this.
Okay, next one. Art Nouveau.
Art Nouveau, it's normally illusionistic and flat. So it's very, very pattern-driven type of art. And it's normally like fluid curving lines. So Art Nouveau, it came from the 1920s and 30s. Where I don't know if you've ever watched the movie The Great Gatsby. Movie The Great Gatsby, yeah. That much of that style of architecture and much of the art direction in the movie was Art Nouveau. It came from that era.
Okay. Manga?
So manga style drawings is based on this Japanese comic book style. So it was developed around, I think, 19th century Japan. And manga is normally used in a lot of graphic novels and cartoons from Japan. So it's good. It's essentially Japanese cartoons.
Okay.
And animation.
Postimpressionism.
So Postimpressionism was what they used to do was base their paintings on light, and but more attention to geometric shapes. So they used to create these expressive distortions out of the shapes.
Okay. Yeah. Realism.
So realism is, as the name says, it's based on objects and even human figures that are based on reality. So you draw or paint your object or person as real as possible. So that's what it is. It's a representation of reality.
Okay. Surrealism.
Yeah. So surrealism is based on fantasy and dreamlike art, and it's just about pure imagination and whatever the artist saw in dreams or very active imaginations, and you make the art as fantasy-like as possible. It's my favorite style of art, actually.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so after exploring these technical terms, what is your style of drawing?
My style of drawing, so it varies. I think I'm quite versatile in my art. So I can do anything from realism to expressionism and even surrealism, which is my favorite style. And at the moment, I'm planning something quite surreal. I upload something every Friday on my channel, on my Emil Padia channel. So you'll see everything from pencil drawings and sketches to paintings, expressionist paintings, and you'll even see some realistic paintings and representations. So I've uploaded some pencil sketches which border on realism lately of animals. And on my profile, you'll also find an expressionistic portrait, and you'll see an even more expressionistic figure drawing on Friday.
Okay, do the drawings take from your personality, or do you put your person in your drawing?
Yes, I would say that you do, and I think it's also depending on a commission. You know, if somebody commissions you to do a painting or a drawing, and maybe they are particular about a certain style, and they want you to create the drawing or painting in that particular style, so you would do it. But I think if you are drawing or painting for yourself as a hobby, and I would say you do put a piece of yourself in every art you create. It's based on exactly what you're feeling at the time or what you want to communicate through that piece with a certain style. It all comes together.
Do you send the messages through your pictures?
Yes, I do. Yeah. They all have a message, yeah, and it's sometimes it's interpretive. It's something that you may see something in it that I may not have seen before, but or I create it in such a way that I want it to be quite clear and a clear message that I'm sending out. Yes, there is a message in every drawing or painting.
Do people always read your messages? Or comprehend your messages?
Yes, they do. Yeah, I think it's. I think my messages operate on many levels in my drawings and paintings. So you may find someone who sees it at one level, you know, at a surface level, and then you may find someone who digs a little deeper and sees another level to it. So yeah, I try to create layered art that people see it on many levels.
Okay, does an artist or does a drawer need philosophy in your brain, in your mind?
I would say that we're all philosophers to a certain degree. I would say that, yeah. I think we all have opinions on things, and I think art helps you express those opinions. It helps you get it out there.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a style of expressionistic painting. So this was a portrait that I did for my sister, and she will be using it in a beauty and lifestyle blog. So a style of expressionistic painting, as you see, it doesn't represent realism as such. I mean, people are not blue. So I've used blue paints most of the painting, and I've just accented it with certain brush strokes just to reveal shape and form, but expressionistic, as you can see. Then this one is a pencil drawing. So this is bordering on realism, I would say, but you can see the stroke and the line, especially on the tree there. So it doesn't look realistic there, but most of the line, shape, and form represent realism. go back. Here's another one, a tree in the same series. So again, there's clearly shape and form from line, but it just shows you the possibilities of what shape and form can be.
Wait, I want the tree again.
Okay. All right.
Okay, yeah, it's a fantastic picture, really. What do you want people to understand when they look at this tree?
So this tree, what I did was I created these as gifts for people. So this was a series of art that represented certain people to me. So this was done for a lady that I know was quite special to me. And I even wrote these little haikus for them at the back of each of the drawings that I gifted them. So I don't know if you know anything about a haiku.
Yeah.
Nour.
Can you say the haiku?
So haiku is based on Japanese poetry. It works in 3 lines and in syllables of 5, 7, and 5 again.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, this haiku that I wrote that went with the tree, it was standing in her shade, possessing special powers, 7, and against the stripped down sky, 5. So you see how it works again? 5, 7, 5.
Yeah, I understand. So, I'm just like trying to link the picture with the haiku.
Like, okay. So the first, yeah, sure. The first line of the haiku, standing in her shade, which is linking to the tree. You know, you normally stand under the tree for shade. So it's also speaking about the lady that I know, standing in her shade, possessing special powers. So normally when you look at a baobab tree, a lot of people said the tree looks like it possesses special powers, like it's magical, it's beautiful. So in a similar way, I was symbolizing the tree, and I was relating it to her as well. And then the third line, against the stripped down sky. As you can see, the drawing of the tree is just flat and bare against no sky. So there's a stripped down sky there.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Let's go to the elephant.
So the elephant, let me go back to it. Yes, so the elephant was also based on, like, you know, like when I was drawing this, I was thinking of the skin of the elephant as well. And see, each of the line of the pencil was trying to give you that feeling of the skin, the rough skin. And it was also used as shading. So the haiku that I wrote for this one was too big to forget. Good memories never fade, they remain treasured. So I was giving this present to a man that I know, a very special man, and I know him for quite a while now. And so I was saying too big to forget. It relates to the elephant as well as him. You know, his personality is too big to forget, I was saying. And the size, of course, relating to the elephant, and good memories never fade. So I've had great memories with him, you know. And also it relates to the elephant because they talk about the memory of an elephant being strong, you know, the strongest. It's become an expression, a cliche these days. And the last line, they remain treasured. So the memories remain treasured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very captivating. Yeah. Can we see another picture?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So the owl also went along with the haiku. That was a gift for another special lady. And basically the haiku was curious and poised, because, you know, owls are quite curious birds by nature, and poised like a bird. You know, birds normally have poise and grace. The second line was wisdom whose depths I can't plumb. So owls also known for wisdom, and people compare it to that. So I was comparing the owl to the lady I know because she's quite wise. And the third line was shelter in her wings. That was relating to, of course, the bird, shelter being under the wings. And the lady that I know, many people she's helped out throughout her life. She's done a lot of charity and a lot of good for people, and they've all found shelter under her wings.
That's inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah, it has been really amazing to talk to you, Emil, today. Really, it's my pleasure
Thanks.
to talk to you.
Oh, thank you, Nour. Thank you very much. It's been great speaking to you too. And I hope that this has been helpful.